basic tips, and we don't talk to each other as women because there's no need to. But you guys are secretly, your friends are talking to your chicks, you're talking to your friends' chicks, they're liking your pictures, you're liking their girls' pictures. Like, you think it's just like, oh, it's not a big deal. It's actually a bigger deal than you think, than you could even imagine. So, and now when we transfer to the private group, we talk more because here you get censored. There's so much you can say on here, and I don't want to think about what I'm going to say next, so I don't get censored. I want to be able to just speak freely. So that's what the private group is for. Not because you have to hide what we're talking about, because you can all join it. So that's my 2 cents.
And at some point, it is a pay to play thing. I mean, when you learn how to talk to girls, I mean that's a very valuable service. And when you give somebody the game, I mean, they can use it too. So you're giving away your advantage. It's just like martial arts. You know, I know how to beat the arm bar. I know how to hit an arm bar in a way that you don't know. If I teach it to you, then you know. And now I no longer have that advantage. But if you pay me, then that can help me in life. And so then it's this exchange. So at some point, you'll realize like you don't just deserve to learn game just because you're a guy and you want to. Like there's no deserves here. Like you earn it. And right now you're earning it with your attention. And we're all like, we are using you to get better at talking about it. We've already won the game. We've won the game, and we're going to keep doing this for years, decades, and we're just going to get better at talking about it, promoting it, marketing it, whatever. Like, so we don't need you to sign up. You are giving us your attention so we can practice talking it out to you. Now, in that process, some of you will sign up, and in that process, some of you will go away. And that's fine because the next day, Sultan and I are better. And the next day better, and the next day better. There's always a new person that wants this because it's actually legit. We're on the winning side of the tug of war contest, and we just got to keep pulling because we're already going in the right direction. And you guys can jump on as it ascends, or you can linger, or whatever. So right now I'm going to go live on TikTok. We're going to go live here, guys, for another 10 or so minutes. I have a special guest, just real quick. I want to introduce. This is DJ Side Effects. You want to step over here? Sit over here. DJ Side Effects is IMC Nation brother. And just real quick, I'll just ask you a few quick questions. Where do you live? What state?
New Mexico.
New Mexico. And what's your business or businesses?
Business. I'm a traveling artist, DJ. So.
AKA DJ Side Effects.
Yep. So.
And you found yourself here in Vegas, right? It was some business networking. Somebody invited you here or something.
Yep.
So he's here in Vegas, and he's been on the daily class for how long? The morning. It's changed names. It's now called Mastermind University. Before that, it had a different name, but it's the same 10 a.m. Pacific everyday class with AZD, Mastermind class. Now, how long you been on that?
I've been on that for about 8 months, probably 9 months.
8 or 9 months.
Coming up about a year almost.
Almost coming up on a year.
Yep. So but I've been following Raj. I mean, even since he was the baddest bad boy on the web, right back in the day, solo. So it's like, I haven't been consistent with. But as I have been, I've seen a lot of development in the communication side of things.
Yeah. For yourself.
Body, for myself.
Or for him.
For me,
yeah.
As an artist, as what I've received in my evolutionary process. And of course, with my spiritual willingness to open and be crafted, I guess, by God and by Christ. And Raj is in there as well. So here all these beautiful pieces come together, and a lot of it does stem into the arts. It's the arts.
So this is a totally unique perspective. Sultan and I live with this player, and we mimic him in a lot of ways, and we're like mini-me's of AZD almost. And we all are to some degree, but DJ Side Effects come from this totally different angle, from New Mexico, obviously man of God, a Christian, and or in some way, I mean, he brings up Christ right there, which is awesome. That's not something that maybe Sultan and I would bring up very often, but that's DJ Side Effects, because we're a brotherhood of men that we have values that weave us together in ways that those other differences can't separate us. We have real deep core common values, and that's what makes a brother from New Mexico that we've only met a couple times so close where he's in town. It's like, just come over, go out with us last night, whatever, dude. Come to the advanced lecture, and there's something else you were saying right in that.
You have to put a little bit of time into your process and your evolutionary process. And if this is something you really want, as far as that's something you really want. It's either you do or you don't. What's weird about it is there's a lot that goes into it, and there's a lot that goes into it. It's not all just one basket. If you rely it if you let it be.
It's like 3 people.
Yeah, but if it's okay, so 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, and
Here
4.
we go in the place
Yeah,
to
so
be,
you're holding
right?
court with 4
Right,
people right now.
4 courts. So like Yogi said, we're practicing this art as we explain to you and do what we're doing. I do this on stage with multiple rooms when I'm doing my thing.
But you're learning from AZD, but he's not on
learning-
stage like
right,
that.
right.
So
So
you're taking something
I
from
take
AZD.
I take the beauty and I'm able to utilize that in my own characteristics, my own life,
Yeah.
my own art.
Let me ask you, so because a lot of guys find themselves in this situation where they've been watching AZD on YouTube for like 8 years or whatever, and then they sign up at some point. So I have a couple questions with that. First is like, what made you make the decision? Like, why all of a sudden? I mean, the program was there for a while, and then it's always been $97. And so was it just all of a sudden you had 97?
Nobody reached out to me. I didn't know about it. You reached out.
You did?
Me.
Oh,
You got with me.
I see.
Yogi got with
But
me.
you were watching the YouTube and no
Well,
promos
no,
ever
I mean,
happened?
I worked in the oil and gas. See?
Okay.
So I drove, and when I drove trucks, not big trucks, but I drive trucks, oil trucks.
Yeah.
And I would listen to videos. So Roger's videos would be up.
So you didn't need to be
I
sold.
was in a marriage. I was in a marriage that I mean I've lived a
Is
little.
that why you signed up? Did you get out of the marriage?
I've lived a little. So I was out of the marriage and I signed up, but
like right away, like within 3 months, 2 years.
No. I had some health, like
Yeah.
mental issues. I had to grow as a man,
Yeah.
right?
I know exactly what you mean.
Because I also, I have a lot, I guess, to go with the whole package. So with that you learn. But not only that, it's just good having it's good growing your mind.
Yeah.
So if you can have different individuals that help you grow your mind. I mean, we read that shit.
I guarantee
from 1800s, 1600s. We have that now. We're living this.
That's true.
And so if you want to live your art through learning these connections and doing these things, you can do it.
That's true.
It's just you have to do it. It's like I got invited to come here.
Yeah.
Not by the brothers that I mean, this is this. I do this because we all have that core connection that we use. But I'm also the artist that travels and DJs.
He's a businessman.
I do my thing. I got to make the money. I have responsibilities and business.
Your father.
I have a lot of things. I have a lot of things that I have to take care of on the home front and where I'm at. So it's like, you got to make it happen. And if you want to make it happen, you'll do it. And it's not even it's just doing it's so big too. It's a life. It's a lifestyle. So, and the more you learn from Mirage, the more you just gain this sense of, strength.
Rosh is AZD, guys that are on these accounts. That's what the A in AZD is. So that's motivating for Sultan and myself also, because it's that guy that's been watching forever, but nobody ever reached out to him. And he didn't know.
And I'm okay with it.
But he's okay. But see, we're finding future DJ side effects and future brothers on these accounts. That's got 22,000 people on it. We got probably 30,000 people that this is available to just on these accounts that we're streaming to. Actually, this one is 30-something thousand. So it's more. And who knows who out there just hasn't been messaged, that didn't know that, oh, there's this daily thing. And, maybe the advice or what AZD is teaching or Rosh is teaching is like helpful, and they could get the next level. Like, I'm so interested.
They can level up.
What was that like, transitioning from just consuming content online or whatever to, okay, I signed up for the program. Like,
I was behind. YouTube was behind.
For sure.
I was behind.
Of course.
And then, which is still big. So if you're on YouTube, you're behind. You don't get what we're talking about. The technology that's in our head is almost too high for you to even understand. There's like Araz was saying, it's turn your earplugs up.
Yeah. And that's why we stream too, because that's so powerful because people are behind, but the only people that would recognize that they're behind is because they're on this path of evolution, that they are in love with self-growth, expanding their mind, growing. And so they can actually feel the experience of I'm behind. But a person that's not on the path of personal development, they don't even feel I'm behind. So the guys that are the fans of the YouTubes, of the Instagrams, of the TikToks, of all this content, the legit fans of this stuff, we're not trying to dupe anybody into signing up for this stuff. If you guys are really benefiting from it and you like it, then you also will recognize that the clips that we're posting and the videos and everything come from the past. That's not present time teachings.
Present is where you need to be.
That's it.
What got me was when Raj said, we live so close, or we live so close that we're so far away. And it's just period with our loved ones. That's the communication, right? That's with our friends, with our brothers, right?
Yeah.
With our like acquaintances that we meet. Like I'm getting invited from different things, and it's growing.
Yeah,
and
you
it's not
develop,
just
man, it goes everywhere. Happens
everywhere. It's a big
Thanks,
thing. and
brother.
I'm grateful. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Feel free to stick around or
Yes,
whatever
sir,
you gotta
I'll
do.
listen.
AZD is walking in with this girl right now. So as soon as he walks in, then it's open. Okay, everybody. Hope that was I got a lot of that. I know the audience, they're kind of dwindling there, so maybe it wasn't exciting for you guys. So that's what that is. Sultan, what do you think about that? Any of it?
Well, yeah, I mean, I agree with everything he said. I mean, I think DJ Side Effects has definitely leveled up in this communication. It seems a lot more relaxed
Mhm.
and speaking a lot slower, having pauses.
Mhm.
I enjoyed listening to that.
Nice.
Yeah, that was great communication.
Woo.
And
Super.
I think we should switch over.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, people are tuning in. I think give them a little reality on what we're doing and what's happening right now.
Yeah, guys, we're about to switch to the Zoom.
And who are we? We live with this guy AZD who just walked in with his third girlfriend. Not girlfriend one, girlfriend two, but third or fourth. No, fourth, because the third was fourth girlfriend. Dude, you've got so many super fine girlfriends and picks them up all the time, left and right. Top player. That's who we live with. And we're streaming this to you right now. I'm Yogi Chris, that's Sultan. Now hear what Sultan is saying.
Yeah, we have a full access private Telegram group. It's invite only and no women, no children. If you'd like to be in that group, this is what you're gonna get in the group. You're gonna get we stream almost every single day, 5 days, 6 days a week, I think right now. Stream me and Yogi Chris like this, but it's more intimate because we can say whatever we want and you can ask questions and we can see you. It's more interactive.
Yeah.
Plus,
better.
There's free products, free AZD products that
Oh,
we've
yeah.
already posted in
Free
that
stuff.
and there's behind the scenes videos that you won't see here on Instagram.
Infield.
Like,
you know that infield you guys want?
Yeah, last night he picked up a girl. You get to see that interaction with him
Infield.
and the girl, and then how
Right
he interacted with us
Bro.
as a group, as like 12, 13 of us in front of the girl. You get to see that, but you're not going to see that here on Instagram.
No.
So that's in the group. If you guys want to join, just message this account.
Yeah.
It's only invite. There's no other way to join. So you got to message. We're not going to message you. You message us if you want to be in the group. Okay.
Sounds good, brothers. We're going to start the full access in just a few minutes. So DM to get access over there. We'll send you the link. I'll see you. Thanks, Sultan.
See you. Thank you. See you guys.
Okay.
Good. It's good that you guys are doing that daily. That you've been, and it's been consistent. That like, I think that probably helps, huh? With having your like an advertisement for the hour that you guys are doing your thing.
Well, this is how, I built the business. The camps did not exist before Yogi Chris. There was every now and then, like every 6 to 12 months, there was some event. When I first came around in late 2015, AZD was starting to collaborate with Vince Kelvin. And so they were doing camps. They did, like, let's say one in October, one in January, like one April, May, June. And they were doing it semi-regularly, almost every month, not quite every month. And that was like a new thing. It was a lot of mixed audiences. There was a lot of VK students. There weren't really any IMC guys, actually, that came in person. There was Brian Casella sometimes, me, a couple guys. It was mostly VK guys. And after a few years of just attending all the things that they did, which I don't think AZD did anything solo, except for he had his Diamond Mine program at the time. It was a weekly lecture, not a daily lecture. But it was just that. He wasn't making video blogs. And then there were these monthly or somewhat monthly boot camps with Vince, where AZD would just show up and lecture like 2-3 times. Vince would lecture, and then they would go out at night, and he'd have to pay to be with them. They didn't go out as like a group like that. And then he started, around the time I got back from India in 2017, AZD was separating from VK and did a couple events on his own, but they were far between. Then in 2019, he did the Caveat / Messengers program, the 25 grand one. And so that's what started monthly camps, but those monthly camps only had like 4 or 5 guys. There was no online, it was just 4 or 5 guys in person, and it was doing that every month until about January of 2020. So in February of 2020 was the first boot camp, Love Spell boot camp. And then since then, it's been a monthly boot camp. So about 4 years, a little over about 4 years. But that was the messengers program. I did the first messengers. And then I started getting guys to do that. AZD stopped selling it. And he was like, Yogi, you figure out how to sell it. And then you can come for free as alumni. And Fernando was the first guy I got. And Sultan was like the 4th guy I got or something. And the 2nd and 3rd guy dropped out somewhere. But that just kept building for 10 months. I was finding $25,000 clients. I had nothing else to sell. It was 0 or 25,000. And then when February 2020, the boot camp started, I had this roster of guys that I had been trying to get for 25K, but now the price was 1,500. And so a bunch of guys came to the boot camp. We had 40 guys, 10 or 12 in person and the rest online. And then it was monthly. Even during lockdown, it was just monthly. And that was me just doing outreach. Nobody handed me a list. I just found guys through his social medias and whatever. There were no TikToks or 30,000 Instagram accounts.
You did your own research and going.
I just found people we had in common and just like
organically opened up combos.
Just made it happen from zero. They didn't even know who I was, you know, and I didn't live with them at the time. I was living in fucking wherever. I was traveling, teaching yoga. So Florida, Texas, somewhat. And
traveling, selling 20.
I was doing 3 jobs. I had my online yoga. That's its own beast of like, I got to promote myself, put clips, make YouTubes and everything. There was my travel yoga where I'm calling studios, making flyers, promoting, running ads. And then I'm like getting guys to do IMC stuff. Then lockdown shut down all the yoga studios. So all my energy went into IMC to just build that, even though during lockdown, we like doubled or tripled in revenue during that time. Because I just put all my energy into finding everybody in the world that I could that was like into it. And then it became limited because we had accounts deleted and frozen and suppressed and all this stuff. AZD has never really blown up viral. He's had a couple things. So, you know, it is at the end of the day limited to tens of thousands of people and how many can you get a hold of. So I realized I have to grow the social media accounts myself. And that's about 1.5 years ago, we started the TikToks. And since then, one guy went rogue and he just left. The guy that had a 40,000 TikTok and he just took the account with him. And so I can't use it anymore. Yeah, just whatever. But that's somebody that wasn't on the daily class. That's why I only work with people on the daily class. And because they need to feel the loss of AZD also if they're going to betray me. Because if they're not into AZD stuff, then there's little leverage over the guy. And so now we have a 20,000 Instagram, a 30,000 TikTok, and we're growing other accounts too. And, you know, just taking responsibility for, we got to grow the daily class, to grow the advanced class, to grow the residency, so that residency is where people really become messengers of what AZD teaches, because you live on schedule with us and you'll be in all of our activities if we go to the gym or not. Like the other day, AZD confronted this guy that was like fully face tatted at the gym. And it wasn't a fight. It was just, when you see 2 gorillas face each other in the jungle, you learn something. And it's just little things like that, like moments that are not in lecture or whatever, that's when you're like, you become like a devotee. You're like, holy fuck, this is so legit. It's way more legit. And
yeah, this is how someone presents or reacts.
In various situations, how he charms women, it's just everywhere. It's so, you know, so you get it. And then the car ride, it's just, when you're around it for a few days at a time, you start seeing more of it. Like, you're kind of hypnotized a little bit by the glamour and the fame of it and like the success and whatever. To some degree, as you get more and more familiar and comfortable with it, you'll relax and you'll see more of what's happening. And it gives you deeper understanding of how to do it. And that's residency. So that's like the pinnacle. And then getting in a base. I mean, that's like, you know, and once you're in a base and getting ranked up, then it's just, you know, making yourself so essential to the movement in some way. You know, I've made myself essential. Oracle made himself essential. Zay has made himself essential. Zay did so much free work for web design for us. I mean, he's my staff member to make web, but he makes the IMC Base ONE, you know, so he lent himself for, and that's what I did. I did a lot of stuff for free before I was ever commissioned to like work.
Right.
That's
what I do. I mean, in a way, like I see it similar because I'm paying to do a lot of the things I have to do to make that art happen. You know, like what I learned.
I just realized we're still streaming on the YouTube, so I'm just ending that. Guys, you got to hear that before we start at full access. So this is DJ Side Effects, IMC Brother. You know, you guys can always be an IMC Brother, and then you get to come around. You know what I mean? So let me end that stream, and then I gotta hand it over, and we're doing the thing with Sultan. You're welcome to stick around.